Hi, welcome to Joyphido International, and today we're going to be talking about quite a lot of interesting things as always. So what should I say? Welcome on board. My name is Joyphido and I'm going to be chatting with you as usual about so many things that's aimed at helping you develop as a person. And usually when it comes to you, when exciting ideas come to our head, and when we get all these inquiries and we find that something is becoming more and more interesting or becoming an issue out there. So instead of just replying to one person, two people, and series of people and spending time replying, we come to you on a video and say the message out so that it will help as many people who have similar thoughts in their head and haven't had the time to ask. So welcome on board again. Okay, so what prompted today's discussion? I was watching a video someone sent to me, and there's this celebrity actor. His name is Tara Gibson, and he had this video he had put up, which was quite interesting as well. And what he said was occasionally he gets messages through his spirit that he has to share with the world. And this is such a great actor. He's acted in quite a lot of movies and he's been there, done that, rich and all. But he still has time to come and share important motivational messages with the world. I found that really interesting, and I was really excited to know that people who have gotten so much from the world are still prepared to give so much back to the world. But something interesting that he said that really touched me was, stop giving your power to celebrities. Why? Because he is a celebrity and he's advising you, stop giving your power to celebrities. Why did he say that? I was curious about that. Because he is a celebrity and he has been there, done that, and got all that came out of it. But what he explained was, we are all human beings at the end of it all. We're just human beings. And because he is a celebrity does not make him any different from you and I. But what has put him at that point where he is the fact that he has worked so hard to get there. And I can say the same for all the other ones that we know. Beyonce is another example for me that I absolutely love, in the sense that she is always working hard. But we have this new younger generation and society that think you just get there. You just become a celebrity without doing anything to get there. But that's not the reality. The reality is people work so hard to become who they become. But the good thing about what Tara was saying is the fact that you have to stop looking at them and putting your life on hold and thinking that you are automatically going to become like they have become without you working hard to get there. Very important. And so the title of our topic today is, for me, because that resonated with me, I get inspirations and I get messages and I come and share them with you from time to time, and that made me feel good, because it turned out I'm not the only one who gets these messages and with an urge to share it with the world. But for me, what really stuck was, my advice to you today is, stop giving your power, the power of your life, to other people. Stop giving the power of your life to other people and other races to control your life. So, why did I come up with this? I have seen so much in my years of sharing my knowledge and my skill and my expertise with the world. And what's coming across is, I tend to find that most people practically live who they are. They don't know that they are somebody. You don't know you are somebody. You just think that the power that makes you who you are belongs to your children. And so some people allow the power of who they are to be held by their children. They allow the power of who they are to be held by their husbands. They allow the power of who they are to be held by their family and friends. And so when you speak to people like this, they suddenly say, I don't know, let me ask my friend, let me ask my dad, let me ask my mom. And so there is no human being inside you. But you don't know that you are a complete human being. You have a reason for being here. And I say this in all my videos. You have a reason for being here. You are your own person. And this is what I say to my children every day. That I am your mother does not necessarily mean that I will run your life. I am just a passage through which you had to come to this earth as well. Just like my parents were a passage for me to get here. And so, whatever it is that you have been sent by nature, by your creator, you have to work hard to become that person. And that's why it gets to be funny when parents then impose their ideas and wills on their children and practically distract their children from whatever it was that nature actually sent them for. And this is also important when, especially for us black people, we then hand over our rights of existence and then we hand it over to other races. Why do I like to share messages like this? I really don't like to see people suffer and lack. And so my personal experiences in life, the things I have been through, which I have talked about in so many videos, has put me in a position to be able to share with you things that I have been through and I have overcome in order to be in this place that I can chat with you. And I get emails and messages from time to time, people asking questions and hoping that I can help them. And then I hear the ones who are thanking me for being there and sending them messages that they actually thought it was over. They thought there was no hope again until I came and told them there was hope. There's a recent one where this lady's done all types of businesses and jobs for 15 years and nothing has made sense. It's got so bad she's added weight that she never planned on adding because there was nothing else to do. There are no jobs for her to do. She can't even support in the family financially until she heard my video and then realized that she got two hands and she could gain a skill that will help her to become who she wants to be. Now, over the years, we go to university, we study, which I've had so many responses from people. They've been in that position, they've gone to university. Why? Because again, we allowed other races to impose their idea of what education should be into our head, which are called mental brainwashing. So they impose these ideas onto you, and then you keep reminding yourself that unless I've got a degree in XYZ, I'm not going to be anybody. All right, I have a degree, and I say to people, yes, if you have to have a degree, have it. But you have to put a skill in your hands, because without a skill, 3/4 of the time, your degree will not find you a job. Why? Because there's so many people with similar degrees looking for similar jobs. So it's when you got a unique skill, which luckily for all of us, we have a unique DNA in all of us. Twins are not the same. And so you need to now go back on whatever nature had put into your hands and be the best at it. Why do I say you should be the best at something? Now, I have been teaching braiding and weaving and extensions and twisting and cornrows for the past 10 years. I chose that. I chose to do that when I realized there was a huge gap in the market. No one else was teaching that. And when people taught it, they were not refined about the teaching. They said to you, stand and watch me for the next 1 year, for the next 6 months, and then you probably pick up something. And over time, it hit me that there's a market desperate for picking up these skills, and I have to be the one to answer it. And I took the challenge. And it's what it has become today. Now, when I started years back, people looked at me and laughed and said, why are you doing that? You got so much in you should be doing something else. You should be working in an office. But I realized that's not what my DNA was. I realized I have something that I want to bring on board. And so that was my message. And so this is what I'm trying to get across to you. There is something unique in your hands that you don't know. Maybe it's there, or maybe you have to find it. But you have to go back into yourself and find it. And don't rely on people telling you who you should be. Because if I was relying on people around me telling me that what I was doing was wrong, I would not be here today talking to you and sharing messages with you. And I tell you what's so interesting about knowing that there's something unique about what you have. You know, you think what you have is nothing. Lots of people will do that. Just because you know how to do something, you suddenly think that is nothing until you go and get what another person has. And I tend to like to call that the grass is greener on the other side. So you can braid. You don't think you have anything until you can know how to blow dry hair, until you know how to cut hair, until you know how to put chemicals in hair. And I'm getting people emailing me and saying to me, but your course, what certificate will I get? You haven't asked me what skill will I get. You want to know what certificate you will get. If you want to buy a certificate, go and buy a cosmetology certificate. It's out there in your face. Buy it. Don't ask me what certificate you're going to get when you're not interested in the skill you're going to get from me. I am happy to share a skill with you. And the skill I'm going to give you will support you to actually attend to clients. Because I know people who have done cosmetology courses, hairdressing courses, and they have no business running. Because there are no clients who are willing to sit down to get their services. So this is why if you want to come gain a skill from me or take a course from me, you should be interested in the course and the skill I'm going to give you and not so much the certificate. Certificate will add maybe to your value to what you do, which I have no problem with, but don't make it the first question you ask me. What certificate will I get? And will it be recognized across the world? So I could just put a certificate in the post. Would that satisfy you? Would you gaining a skill? Now, the reason skills are so important, I'll tell you. People want that skill that you think is nothing. So people want the skill you have, and people really want what you have. You will be surprised to hear it. And I have 3 examples recently that made me really look at these things again and think again. Recently, I had to do a cornrow hair service on a celebrity client. And what was interesting, when I had to go there to get the hair done, I was told by the people around this person, oh, please make sure you don't take any pictures, make sure you don't say anything, don't do anything, you know, the usual nonsense that hangs around celebrities. As far as I know, they're just human beings like me and you, so I don't see any big deal. But of course, the hangers on make a big deal out of another human being. And so we got there, got the hair done, and I left. I was paid for my service, no problem. And then this celebrity goes around town, obviously walking around with the hair, doing what she needed to do. and I'm seeing images later and somebody else is taking credit for my work. You're taking credit for work you did not do. But you know, as far as you are concerned and I am concerned, we're thinking, oh yeah, but it's only not, it's nothing, it's only cornrows. But this cornrows become such a big thing that everybody wants to wear cornrows. And people who don't know how to do it are claiming they did that work. Now there's something they call intellectual property. That is my intellectual property, but it's turned out to become somebody else's credit. That's the same thing that applies to everything else that you have. You have things in your hands that people want to steal from you. They want to take it from you, but they don't want to give you credit for it. And this is why you have to start looking into your hands and start respecting what you have. It does not matter how small it is. We had another example with a hair distributor here in the UK. And this person desperately wanted to work with us. Why? Because yes, we have all this knowledge about hair. We are the experts in hair. We know what hair is. And so if you want me to look at your hair and give you feedback on how great the hair is or how bad the hair is or what could happen with that hair, why is this hair not like this? So people come to me with the hair products and the hair extensions and I look at them and I analyze it and I tell you what it is. And these persons come to us and we've done that for them. And then we're thinking, yes, let's do business together. They don't want to know again. Why? Because they've used your knowledge in the particular area they wanted to use it and they're happy and they moved on. And so what does that mean? So that skill you had, that expertise you had is suddenly very important to somebody and they've used it and they've walked away. And they've gone to make more money with what you gave them without any credit to you. I mean, I know so many salons who happily design models hair for distributors. And then they put these images on their hair packages and then they send it around the world and they're making so much money out of it and then they pay you peanuts. And you still think that you don't have anything. So this is why I want you to start thinking. We had another experience of going somewhere to order hair extensions from this distributor, and this man was as arrogant and as rude as you can imagine. And that is me who knows what I'm doing. Now imagine you who's never really gone into the industry and you don't know what it means to be in the industry. And you go into the hair salons, not the hair salon, the hair extensions shops, or the hair shops, as we call them here in the UK, or I can't remember what you call them, but in the US you call them something else, you know, where you go and get your hair extensions or your hair products. And these people are as rude as you can imagine. I was watching a program on TV yesterday, and this man says the minute he walks into a shop, because he's black, everyone's already looking at him like he's come to steal something from the shop. So people look at you as if what you have is nothing. But the reality of it is they actually do want what you have. And that's why I want people like you and I to start being very intelligent around other races and around other people. Because when you have something, they're not going to tell you that they love what you have, and they're not going to support you to make the best of it. They just want to come and take it away from you. This just makes it interesting when people say black people want to turn white because they are, you know, using products and using creams that make their skin turn lighter. But no one makes a big deal of white people trying to turn black by going to tan their skin so they can become brown and darker. It is simple. Everyone wants what the other person has. But the sad thing about it, which is what I always want you to start thinking about, is what you have is equally important. Don't ever look at what you have with this eye of, this is not important enough. So if you have come to me to learn how to work with natural hairstyles, don't walk out there and say, until I've got how to do the chemical relaxers, I haven't got something. There was an image of another celebrity with a few lines of cornrows, and he made a big deal. But cornrows because it's just the least of our skill here. So if you knew how to do cornrow and you were the one who did that cornrow and that celebrity, would it still be nothing? I've been in the shop here working on people, and the lady is so amazed at my skill, and she's staring at me and saying, wow, how did you do that? And I'm saying, but that's nothing. She's like, this is not nothing. This is really absolutely amazing. So I want you to start getting in your head that whatever you have is amazing. All you have to do is make it look the best. Make whatever you have look the best. And once you start doing that, other people who are desperate to take that from you may turn around and appreciate it. This is a message that you just have to add on into your life today. Start appreciating what you have, because other people around you are desperate to have it, but you don't know it. And you're still sitting there and thinking you don't have anything in your hands. There's something about people wanting what you have and people wanting to take what you have. And I can't remember the exact passage in the Bible at the moment, but it says, to them that have, even those who don't have, or rather to those who don't have, the little that they have will be taken away from them and given to those who have. Now, whenever I think of that passage, I mean, the Bible is right here with me. Bible is open to interpretation, and lots of people want to just read the Bible to suit themselves. But as far as I know, God is there standing for all his creation. But what really hurts is when we allow the little that we have to be taken away from us. Because that instance of someone wanting my little skill to now become what he did when he has so many other skills is ridiculous. And that's why when people like you who could be learning how to do cornrows and doing braiding and doing other things are still sitting there and thinking that you don't have anything, what is then happening is people who already know how to do so many other things are desperate to get your skill, to get the skill that I am happy to share with you. And this is where it gets really bad, because I feel hurt when I see that. I am sitting here happy to share my skill with people who really are desperate to have it. And these are the people who really don't want it. These are the people that we're getting emails every day and all you're hearing is, I am so desperate, I don't have money. The little money I have, I'm going to have to pay bills with it. But then I still remind people like that. It's chicken and egg. If you keep paying these bills and you don't have a source where money is coming from, you are never going to finish paying bills. So the focus should always be, let me make the money first. Let me find a way to make the money first. Let me cut down on unnecessary expenses that I can and invest in how I can make money. Because once you can make money, now these worries about bills and other expenses and your children going to school are always going to be there. And if you don't have a source of making money, how are you going to face those responsibilities in future? I thought about that when I started on this route. Because like I always say to people, when I chose to start taking on training people or to take on my skill in a very professional manner, I had to take my children's investment to start. It was uncomfortable. It wasn't the best decisions in the world at that time, but it was painful and I took it on. I took it on because I realized if I didn't have something that would provide money constantly for me and my children in future, we will be desperate. And that's what I'm hearing in all of you writing me and telling me I would have done this, but if it wasn't for this. I just sit back and I don't say anything. I don't say anything because I know you're going to be stuck. It's going to happen. It's just a route that you cannot run away from. The realities about life is you have to find a way to provide, to deal with life on a regular basis. And so if people are allowing themselves to think that the little they have is nothing, let me go and chase something else out there, you're going to get to a point where you'll be desperate. And so this issue of to them that have will get more and those who don't have will get less will continue to happen. Because I could have taken your skill, the skill I want to share with you, to go and give people who already have, like the ones I know. Like, I know how many times I sit here and train celebrity stylists. They already can cut hair, they already can color hair, they already can blow dry hair. But they still want that little one that you may have been looking for. How to weave hair, how to create cornrows, how to do single plaits. So why do you not think that what I am offering you is important enough? That the first thing I will be asked is, am I going to get a certificate for it? So what we do are great. What we have are great. Our race is great. And you have to start believing that what you have is important enough. And that's where the focus of this is about you taking back that control. You're not seeing anybody around you as better than you. You're just having that natural dignity in who you are. And believing in those skills that you have been naturally given. This is what I was saying to my little cousins and sisters and everything. You go to university, you got the basic education, that is fine enough. Now look back into yourself and pick up skills that are unique to you. I have family members who are great at beading work, like craft. I've done videos where you've seen me wear beautiful beads. It was created by my own sister. That's her two hands doing the job. I have nieces and cousins who are amazing at baking cake. I have people who are great at sewing the typical African clothes. There's so many more things out there that you can do. Where I love working with hair. And then there are photographers. People who create the most amazing photography. This is another area where I tend to remind people there is nothing you're going to buy that if you don't see a picture of it, you will get excited about. You go to the shop where something may have attracted you. And in this time of internet and social media, Instagram and YouTube and all of that is based on YouTube, which is videography, which is what you're using to look at me. It's based on photography, which are the images that then make you want a picture of. You see a picture of her hair and you say, I want that hairstyle. And then there are makeup artists who create amazing makeup in your face, like I had to go to my daughter's school to get my makeup done today. These are things that people are doing. And you are good at one of them. There is something out there for you to do to give you that power that you deserve, to give you that strength that you deserve. And you stop the desperation about, I don't know what to do. And the first thing you want to ask is, do you have a certificate that's recognized? What do you think certificates mean? I'm just curious about this because I have so many of them in books and books and books. And when I went for all these courses, certificate was never the reason I went for them. I just wanted a skill. And that's why I'm so multi-talented. I could talk to you about your health. I could talk to you about your hair. I could talk to you about fashion. I could talk to you about photography. I'm curious about how the picture is going to look. I could write things on any topic that I feel interested in. So why is it so hard for you to just find something you enjoy doing, which is the power that's in you, which is what makes you unique and great, and do those things, than to be worrying yourself all the time about certificates and allowing other people to intimidate you. And you sit there and you say until you've gone to a cosmetology college, you cannot be who you want to be. You're not proud of the skill that you have because it has not been approved by some cosmetology college. This is what I say to people. You cannot give what you don't have. This is the honest truth about life. If you don't have money and someone says, give me money, you're not going to cut a piece of your skin or your flesh and give to that person to represent money. If you don't have knowledge, you cannot give it. And this is a good example, especially when it comes to hair. The black hair is different from the Caucasian hair. I say this to anyone who cares to listen. I did a video where I was talking about cosmetology being racist, and I was getting attacks from everywhere. I don't want to know what you're thinking about what I've said. Is the honest truth. Because Caucasian hair is completely different. It gets greasy very easily. Afro hair is extremely dry. And if you don't have the right products to care for the dry Afro hair, you're going to break it and snap it, and you're going to cause a lot of damage. And these are the things I teach you when you come here to learn. But you will rather go to a cosmetology college to go and learn how to put chemicals in the natural Afro hair and completely destroy it. And then you turn around and you say, do I have certificate to prove that you've done a course? But you still don't know how to work with hair. So the question is, I just want you, not so much a question, I want you to start appreciating who you are. I want you to respect whatever naturally comes to you. I want you to stop letting other people intimidate you. I want you to start taking back the right to being who you are. Because those are the reasons you were created for a purpose. You were created to support other people. You don't know who's around you that needs you. You don't know what you have that people are around you may be curious about. I've talked about this a few times. So it's important that you start looking into your hands and take away this mentality of until somebody else approves of me, I am not good enough. Why should someone who does not know who you are be in the position to teach you what you should know? And I give you an example. My daughter goes to a beauty college. And the interesting thing about her beauty college is we live in an area that's mainly a white area. And she's the only black person in her class. And they're teaching her beauty. Now, for me, when I take up such skills, which I did with hairdressing, I am curious to know how you have organized the training plan. I'm curious to know what is involved with health and safety. I'm curious to know what else you can let me know about a particular course that I'm not aware of. And so my daughter going to take up such a skill is mainly to find out what are these other things that she could take on board to add to what she will know when it comes to the black skin. Because this was interesting years back. I bought this book about the beauty of color by Iman. And Iman, the model, years back when she started in modeling, there was no one who could give her a makeup that suited her skin. Because her skin has a lot of pigment. We're black. And so our natural skin is heavily pigmented. And all the makeup artists at the time hanging around them as models, all they knew was how to work with the typical Caucasian white skin. So there was a problem. All the makeup that was done on the man never sat right. None of it looked right. And poor lady never liked what she looked like. She was then forced to have to go and set up her own makeup line in order to cater for her skin. This is the message I want you to get on board. Because in as much as my daughter is carrying on with her training in the beauty college, she will get her paper, but it may not necessarily cover being able to work with the black skin, because that's not what she's been taught. When I had to go today to get her, because she needs models in order to pass her exams, I had to work with her to guide her how to go about creating the look on my skin. She hasn't been taught, because the typical teacher who is teaching her has no knowledge about the typical black skin. That's the reality of our times. And so you don't then automatically think that because your skin is black, you are inferior or you're small. You are unique. That's all I want to say to anyone who's anybody out there. You are different for very good reasons. And we have these issues with the black hair as well. Yes, I wear my wig from time to time because I don't have the time to sit down and get my hair the way I want it to look. My hair needs attention from time to time, and I haven't got that time to sit down and do it. But when you look at my kids and look at my clients, I sit down to get their hair done. Why? Because in my head, the solution is that I have a wig to put on anyway. But the typical natural Afro hair needs completely different attention from the way you work with the Caucasian hair. And so when people keep telling me they were going to, until they've gone to a cosmetology school or hairdressing school and haven't got those certificates, they don't think they've got the right thing. You're the one thinking that. It's a mental thing. Snap out of it. Whatever skill you decide to take on in the natural hair is okay. We're still talking about giving power to other people and giving power to other races. This is another interesting one. Like I like to remind you over and over, no one is superior to you. You are your own person. You are unique to you. And this was another instance that was very unique. My little daughter comes back from school and she says to me, "Mom, my teacher said the white race is superior to the black race or to all other races." Well, you can imagine how I felt. Because this is how the mental slavery or mental brainwashing starts. This is what happened in slavery times. This is what has affected the typical black race, thinking that they're inferior to other races. And this is a message I really want people to start cleaning out of their head. Nobody is superior to you. Luckily enough for me, growing up as a child, and this was way back in Africa, I had a very, very strong dad. My dad had fought in World War III, fought in all the, been there, done that. And so he knew what he was talking about. And he sat down and he told all his children, nobody is better than you. Wherever you go, you are your own person and you stand for what you stand for. And that was the message I got. He never left me. And that's why maybe till tomorrow, I'm this kind of person that I cannot sit and watch people being treated and allowed to feel inferior to anyone. I don't take it. Nobody is superior to you. Nobody's better than you. There is no race out there that's better than any other race. Because I don't know anyone who's done any research on the human brain and realized that one brain of one race is better than the other brain of the other race. Whatever you are exposed to is what you become. Whatever you tend to know, what you see every day is what you're going to accept and take on. And I've written blogs about this. When a child is born, from what they say, according to research, the brain is blank. And they call it tabula rasa or something like that. Your brain is empty as a young child. And so the information your parents give to you, the information your school brings on, the information your church takes on, the society you live in, all of this add up to make up who you then become and the things you take on. So if anyone out there is giving you this mental mess up to think that what they represent is better than what you represent, you need to start thinking straight. Tell whoever it is that you watched a video and this lady said to you, no one is better than you. That's my message to you. And that's why I said, do not give that power to anyone to mess up your brain or mess up your mind. And in all my years of living in the UK, I have dealt with so many people. I've had you know, relationships in various schools and colleges and you name it. I've attended all types of courses, and I have not seen anyone who walked into that class and automatically is better than me. Whatever we become in that class is based on what we put in. And the same thing, I've taken on a business and I know what I'm doing with my business, and I don't know anyone who's going to come and tell me that what I'm doing is less than what they do. Because when I did my hairdressing course, I told my teacher over and over, what you're teaching me is not going to go anywhere with me. I just want to know what it is you do. Because for me, if you want to know someone, you have to really know that person. And so when you talk about that issue, you talk based on experience. That's how I work. I could not sit here with you and talk about hairdressing if I did not take on that course. So I took on that course in order to understand what it was impacting onto people, what it was sharing with people. So this is where we are. It does not really matter what you lack at the moment. What you're going to find is people are going to use whatever you are lacking. People are going to hide under anything that you're seeking and use that against you in order to overpower you or control you or try and put you in some sort of position where you feel less of a person. And I'm saying this to you, it does not matter if you lack money. Money is something you can make with no time. Once you're on the right track, once your mind is in the right place. It does not matter if you lack relationships. It does not matter if you lack friendship, if you lack children. There's a book that came out some time ago and it was called The Secret. And the message I got from The Secret was, you become what you think about. Anything you're constantly thinking about, you just become that thing. And I put it on a test. If you're constantly worrying about your bills, this is you, which I've talked about the numerous letters I get all the time. People would have paid. We have a certification program, home training, because we've been told over and over, I cannot travel, which I understand, because if you're coming from really far distance, the cost of paying your air ticket alone is the cost of this home certification program. And then if you have to now pay all that, and then you come to us and you have to pay another money again, and then you have to stay in a hotel and you have to feed yourself and do all of that, is a lot. And so we came up with a home certification program where we are giving you the chance to talk to us every week, 2 hours every week. I don't know how far I could try to support people. And then we've got instances where people are so desperate, they say, but I don't have the money to pay for that. I keep saying chicken and egg, what will come first? Is it the money that will help you buy this program, that will help you own a skill that is yours, that will then help you make money? Is that what is stopping you? Because that's what we bring on board, your ability to be yourself. So people then pay, we've gone as far as allowing you to pay instrumentally. So you pay a little bit when you can pay a little bit. Just deprive yourself of something that you know without it you can survive. Deprive yourself of that. And save money in order to have a better tomorrow. That's how I think. So if that was what you've done, you put little money aside. And then people come back and say, I'm so sorry, this big bill just came, I just have to pay that bill. My question is, what are you then planning for tomorrow when the next bill comes? Because it will still come. The bills will not stop coming. And when I say to people to gain a skill, which is what I did that put me in this position to be able to talk to you, I planted a seed. And if you know anything about gardening, you have an idea what I'm saying. If you put a seed of, let's say, orange tree down, and that tree grows, you will get lots of oranges. If you put the seed of apple tree down. And you see people go and buy, they call it nursery. You go and get a little tree of apple and you put it in your garden. It will grow to become apples. That's the same thing when you put money down, little money down to gain a skill becomes. And that's what people also call teach a man to fish and he will feed for life. Because once you know how to fish, no one will be going to get you fish. And people say, don't ask me to give you fish. Ask me to teach you how to fish. So if you ask me to teach you how to fish, which is, I put together a program to teach you how to work with various types of hair, where we're giving you an example of just cornrows being one. And cornrows is suddenly being sought after by every celebrity, and box braids, and Afro kinky, and Senegalese twist. Someone said to me, until you made all these names, I never knew such things existed. Yes, they exist. And this package, which I'm going to show you now, contains 21 different things. Now that is a lot of fish to go and catch. So when you have that power to create something for yourself tomorrow, you choose not to. No, you choose to pay a bill first, because somehow you're thinking that by you paying for that program, you're giving me money, or you're saving me, you're making me rich. You have to think again, because I already have things I am doing. I have so many things I am doing. So many things. And so my sitting here to chat with you is all about sharing something that came to my spirit, that I felt I really need to let you people know about this. Because if you are not putting this little money aside in order to provide for yourself tomorrow, if you do not want to put that seed down today so you can have that apple tree tomorrow, that bill will never stop coming. And that thing you're thinking about, like the secret will say to you, what you constantly think about is what you're going to constantly get, which is the bills. Because all you're thinking about is, you know, my bills, my bills, my bills, and so my bills becomes my bills. You're not thinking out of that bills. You're not thinking, let me make money so I can clear my bills. That's what I did years back. And that's what I do now. I never even put bills at the back of my mind whenever I want to do anything. Because somehow in your head, you don't think I have bills. I had someone, this is a unique case, very interesting. Someone goes to my blog site where I have free things that I give to you. I've done so many free videos over the years, and now all I ask is maybe some little money so I can also take care of my responsibility here, so I can keep talking to you, so I can have a place you can come and learn. This person takes this ebook I created absolutely free, downloads it, reads it, gain knowledge, gain information, and then writes me an email and says to me, create time and call me. Actually puts her details there. Create time and call me and let me discuss some ideas with you. I want to open a braiding shop. Can you imagine my shock? So, okay, there are other ebooks. So I'm thinking in my head, but the title was for sure the one that I gave free. So I'm thinking, did this person buy this ebook? Do I owe this person anything? And so I wrote back and I said, did you buy that ebook from me? If you did not, I do not have the time to sit on the phone, spend my phone bill, and call you to discuss what bothers you. And then she writes back, and I also added, if you want a consultation on how to grow your business, you will need to pay me $20 an hour and I'll sit with you to talk. Or you buy my DVD. Oh, I'd rather buy the DVD. But you had actually sat there writing me to create my own time. which you have no idea that there's something they call time is money. The time I'm spending here now giving this talk, I could have been doing so many other things. But I'm happy to share. And so when I invest time to spend things or share things with you, all you have to do is invest something in me by buying a DVD or buying whatever it is that's going to help you, because that's where I come in. I want to plant a seed for you. But no, you would rather spend that time to do things that's not going to add value to your life. So the message from this secret is you have to get up and go and look for what you want. Get up and go and look for it. We've had people who are calling us here or who are emailing us here, and they don't even know the code to the UK. They don't know how to dial international. I have to sit here and tell people about an application on the phone called WhatsApp that you can reach people on easily. Okay, I didn't just know it by myself. My children told me about it. And so you have young children, you have young cousins here. Be in the know. Ask questions. Be curious. Be part of your society. Don't lock yourself away and think that things are going to come on your lap. And that was another interesting thing with what Tara was talking about. He was like, you don't sit at home and think that things will happen for you at home. And that's the honest truth. You lock yourself away in your house and you are complaining that life is not working. But you don't want to go out there and share whatever it is that you have with other people so you get something back. So if you really want to change your life, you have to get up and do something about it. I did that years ago, and that's why I still tell people today. When I got up and traveled to China, I did not think twice about it. I've traveled to 3 different states in America trying to understand how they do what they do in order to add more to what I know, and I never thought twice about it. And I stayed in hotels. But today I am sitting back and I'm ready to share knowledge with you. This is our package. The one that contains the 21 different things. If I had things like this years back when I started, I probably would not have taken some of these trips. Because if someone had clearly said to me, I am going to be there for you. You just call me. Once you've invested, I will be there for you, which is what I offer my students. Even people I have trained, I have a networking with them where we constantly want to find out what's going on. And I want to support you to grow. But you want to sit at home. You don't want to contribute anything to life, but you want to have the best from life. It doesn't work that way. So this is where I want you to snap out of where you are and start thinking positively. Start planning ahead. Start thinking, what will tomorrow bring? Because you and I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but you can at least plan for it. And snap out of this thinking that somebody is better than you, that other people are superior to you, that until other people give you their assurance, their approval. I keep saying to people, we are no longer babies when your mom says to you, that is fine, my darling, and then you go, yes, mommy said so. Don't give any other race the power to think that what you do is nonsense and until they approve of what you do. Don't give anybody around you that power to think that until they say what you're doing is great, then it's not great. I also want you to snap out of this mentality of criticizing everything you do. I have people around me who do that, and it gets to me. Why can't you be patient enough with yourself to learn? Why can't you say, that was the first step. Tomorrow I will try again and make it better. And next tomorrow I will try again. You have to start from somewhere. You're not going to be the first day you touch a strand of hair, it will be the best hair in town. It takes time to achieve skills. And so if you are on any path, on any skill, give yourself time to be the best at it. But you have to commit yourself to it. You have to say, this is what I want to do. And you have to seek every knowledge you can find in that field. And then be the best at that thing. When I know that the message I'm sending out is actually reaching somebody and helping to make their life better, I feel good inside. I feel satisfied. I feel I have done something. I have contributed to life. And so when you write me, I'm more than happy to respond and chat with you and work with you. These are experiences I have had, and that's why I'm happy to share them with you. So follow us on Instagram. It's Joyphido. There's also World of Braiding. Follow us on Twitter, World of Braiding. There's Joyphido. Follow us on LinkedIn, Joyphido. On YouTube, Facebook, there's Joyphido. There's World of Braiding and Extensions. There's World of Braiding. There's Joyphido International. There's Ministry of Wealth, which I haven't really done something with, but it's all coming together. And I'm hoping I should be able to one day really have people like you who have listened to me come back to me with great results and say to me, you helped to change my life and look at what I've become. So I hope to see you in my next video, and thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.